Great news. I think I've diagnosed why you've been having such a hard time staying healthy, not procrastinating, holding yourself accountable, and making good choices.
Let me have it, Doc.
And don't worry, it's very common. It's actually even more common than daddy issues and unhappy marriages. So you're not alone here.
What's my problem?
Your problem is you're selfish.
What? But I'm a pretty generous friend and husband.
Indeed, that's true. But when it comes to your future self,
Huh? My future self?
you're really a selfish prick based on my notes here. Trust me, there's good science to back it up. And in our session today, we're going to go through why it's only natural for you to have relationship troubles with your future self, and some effective strategies we can try to make that relationship stronger than ever.
No offense, but...
Tell me this. In order to have more fun one evening, would you poison your best friend and make them feel sick?
Of course not.
But that's exactly what you're doing every time you drink too much. You're punishing your future self.
That is selfish.
Or how about this? Would you spend your friend's retirement savings on your own short-lived luxuries?
No.
Would you say something nasty to someone and let your friend take the heat for it? Would you slack off watching TV or playing video games and then make your friend do your work for you?
I get it. I'm guilty of doing all those things to my future self. And I never treat a friend that way. So why do I do it?
Lots of reasons. Let me give you a couple that might surprise you.
Tell me. Please.
First and most importantly, we visualize our future selves all wrong. Let me demonstrate. Close your eyes. Okay, now picture your future self 20 years from now, sitting at the dining room table having family dinner. Tell me, what do you see?
I'm at the head of the table. Kim's at the other end. There are a couple kids there too. We're eating.
And where are you observing the scene from?
From the corner up above. What's wrong with that?
Because when you visualize your future self from the outside like that, brain scans show that your thoughts go through the part of your brain that registers your future self like a stranger. And so you feel just as emotionally tied to your future self as you would to a complete stranger.
That's wild.
And you're probably not particularly kind, generous, or thoughtful about complete strangers, are you?
So I guess I should visualize my future self through their eyes?
Exactly. And pump up the empathy by making your visualizations as detailed as possible. How will your more elderly future self be feeling physically? What worries keep him up at night? And what brings him joy? Studies find that the more vividly you can imagine your future self, the more likely you are to make unselfish decisions in their favor.
Okay. I'll try that next time.
Excellent. And when you do, also consider the second reason why you tend to treat your future self worse than you do your friends and family members. Unrealistic expectations.
I don't know. I think I have pretty reasonable expectations for my future.
Perhaps, but maybe too reasonable. Some people believe the opposite and deludedly hold out hope that some fairy godmother is going to come and turn their life around. But then, many people, like seems to be the case with you, think they're almost finished products and won't change much into the future, and that's just as bad.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I know where I'm heading.
Are you so sure about that? Ask yourself this: how much have you, your beliefs, and your life changed over the past 10 years?
Quite a bit, actually. I never thought I'd become a professional blogger. And I certainly never thought I'd be lying on this couch talking to a therapist about my future self.
Right. And you can reasonably expect to change just as much in the decade to come. And again, it will be in ways that you, right now, probably cannot anticipate.
That's cool. Kind of scary, not knowing what I'll become.
life's an adventure, and whatever yours is, you can be sure that it's going to be better if you fix that relationship with your future self.
So how do I do it? How do you fix your relationship with your future self?
Well, we're running out of time.
Already?
But I'll quickly give you a few things you can do today to start treating your future self better.
Please.
Well, first, you can reframe the way you look at the situation. Rather than think that you're treating your future self better out of your own self-interest, consider it your social responsibility. Look at it like it's your duty to look out for your elderly future self and to look out for all the people who depend on his well-being.
So I get to feel all self-righteous for acting in my own best interests?
Right. Studies find that it actually works. It motivates people to act more in their future self's best interest. Now, I want you to put this on too.
WWFMD? What does that mean?
What would future me desire? Kind of like those WWJD bracelets, what would Jesus do? Just looking at that bracelet and thinking WWFMD from time to time will get you in the habit of making better decisions for your future self's best interest. Anytime, for example, you have half an hour to kill before dinner, take a look at that bracelet and ask yourself, WWFMD, what would future me desire? Or when you're drooling over an all-you-can-eat buffet, rather than ask, what do I want to eat? Ask, what would future me desire?
Sounds a bit hokey, but I guess I'll try.
Good. If you keep it up, it'll eventually become a habit and you won't need to wear that stupid bracelet anymore. And another reminder to think of your future self and visualize him better, which we already talked about, is to actually look at photos of him.
How do I get a photo of my future self without some sort of time machine?
Look at this. That's future me.
That's crazy. How did you get this?
There's a free app that does it. I'll put a link to it in the video I'm making of this session. When you're there, also please like this video so more people see it and improve their own relationships with their future selves. Also, seriously consider subscribing.
For sure, I will.
Excellent. So you can put this photo on your phone like I do, or you can put it on your mantle or on a magnet on your fridge, anywhere that reminds you to think of your future self and visualize him more.
Kind of self-involved, but I guess that's the point, right?
Indeed. And it gets even more self-involved. Because the next piece of advice I have for you is to open up a line of communication with your future self.
Like one of those short stories from the book Exhalations? Or from that TV show Black Mirror?
Not that fancy. Try simply writing a letter for your future self to read a year from now. Or try life logging. I'll put guides to both in the description of this video as well.
Sounds like a lot of work.
If it were easy, you wouldn't be laying here right now talking to me. Speaking of which, time's up. Gotta go. My next client's coming up right now.
Well, thanks, Doc. I gotta say at the beginning, I kinda thought you were full of it. But this future self stuff, it's pretty cool. Have you got any final tips for me?
Yeah, subscribe to the unconventional route. They'll remind your future self not to ever get stuck in the status quo and make the most of their trip through life.
How much does that cost?
It's free.
Free? Sweet.
It really is. Now get out of here. Go do your future self some favors.